Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with those folio skeletons, or the folio bases, which I did a video of showing that were going to be offered in my shop on my website. So these are the collections there. Now I am going to use this one. I think probably this one would be what's the word? If you were to buy this, I wondered whether this one would be perhaps, not to everybody's liking. It's very, very bright. Now, I love bright colours, but I'm not saying that everybody does. So I thought best I keep this one to myself, really, to do. So what we're going to do, we're just going to have a look at, just, again, mere suggestions. I am not in any way, shape or form trying to say that this is how you have to create your folios or decorate them or anything else. I'm just literally going to show you a couple of kind of, things that you could do if you purchased one of these, what you might like to do with them once you get. So what I might start by doing is I'm just going to cut down these French collection papers. I have to say, this is the first time that I had actually printed these like 2 to a page. Oh my goodness, these really, really lend themselves to being printed 2 to a page. They're absolutely gorgeous in this small size. So yeah, I'm really super pleased how they look. Kind of just some things, it's like, oh, I'm not sure now why I really printed that in that size, but these actually are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous in the smaller size. So absolutely loving them, loving them, loving them. So for instance, here, I've got this hot air balloon. So I might just take this down here on the side. Now I haven't, inked my, coffee dyed my paper, it's got to be said. This is printed on thicker quality paper, but I haven't actually coffee dyed it. So I'm just going to go around with my distress ink, just so it's not white, because I don't really like the stark white on the back. Okie dokie. Oh gosh, I'm making a horrendous job of this. You get a fresh one. When I say fresh, I meant another one that's buried on my desk. I didn't actually mean fresh, obviously. Yeah, let's not exaggerate there. Definitely wasn't meaning fresh, really. Okay, right, so got that. Now, I haven't inked this up either. Now, I did say, I think, in the kind of overview, I don't think I inked any of the folios. So, whatever you buy, it will be, completely up to you whether or not you want to ink it, because I know not everybody loves the inked look. I mean, I personally do really like it, but, it's kind of personal choice, isn't it, whether you like it or not. So here across this side, I'm just going to fold this in here to just give myself a little tuck spot. Not tuck spot, sorry, fold out. So just squish that down there, like that. Oops. Like that, and that can then just hook on there. And then underneath there, I might see how a photo would look. Now, I'm not necessarily saying this is going to look good, because this is very, very bright colours on this folio. So, I'm trying to be very, very daring in what I'm putting in here. Obviously, you do not need to be as daring as this. And this one, definitely, this was the brightest of all of the folios. So, whatever folio you get, I don't think it's going to be this, this Laurie, as I would call it, in terms of colour. Which was why, I thought, well, I'll keep this one, because I realise it's probably not everybody's, not everybody's thing. But yeah, I think it's quite nice, to be honest. So going to have it like that. Now, obviously, me being me, I love to use lace. So I definitely want to have some lace. Now, which lace do I want? Not sure. Ooh, let me just have a quick look through my lace and see what lace I've got. Oh, I don't know now. This is now stumping me. I'm like, oh, should have really looked for the lace first. Oh, quick look through my kind of lace scraps that are, you know, in a bag. So I have got this gorgeous teal colour, and I've also got this. So it's whether or not do I want to kind of like tone it down with pale, or do I want to embrace the teal with the teal like that. Or actually I might prefer it on that, oops, that edge. Something like that. That looks really pretty, doesn't it? And then here maybe have some pink going down there. And then also maybe have just a little kind of something coming out on this side. Now I've also got some of my French collection papers here. So, you know, whatever it is that you've, you know, purchased, whichever one you do buy, it's going to, you know, pick up some other things from, you know, digitals from my shop. So obviously you could then purchase other papers if you wanted to, and I'm not saying that you have to, you know, or even that you want to, but you know, you can obviously use ephemera from anywhere. You could use book page, but what I'm saying is, you know, if you wanted to add, you could buy some of the coordinating papers or mixed up with some other papers, you know, and then you're going to get kind of like a really cohesive kind of lovely looking, you know, folio. Now I'm just going to ink around this because, as I said, none of them have been inked. So I quite like the inked look. So I'm going to just ink it, you know, now. And again, not going to go too mad or all over, but just a bit. Now I don't really need to kind of go down that edge too much because that's going to be covered with that lace, because I did really like the look of that lace. So just a little bit around here. Yeah, like that. Okay. Right. Loving that paper there. So I'm just going to glue that down. Okie dokie. Oh, sorry about the back of that. Oh, come on. Oh, like glue. Right. Okay. Hopefully it's going to come out now. Yep. Okay. So just smoosh that out just because it's come out in a very big lump. So let me just get rid of that. Okay. Okie dokie. So yeah, let's just pop that under here, inside that flap. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to kind of like tone it down or anything, you could have put like some vintage book page or something like that in. But I just thought, actually, I'm going to embrace this gorgeous, yummy colour. So like that. Okay. And then this one, I'm just going to glue onto the side as a little flap. Like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is this looking? I mean, it looks lovely already, doesn't it? And we've, you know, we've not even really started yet. So yeah, going to then put this teal lace running down the edge like that. And this photograph, you know, I wasn't sure, but actually I think that's quite nice. So yeah, going to have that. Now I will just check actually just before I definitely commit to him and glue him down. I will just check because, like I said, I did actually also print off that ephemera, you know, some pages from the ephemera kit, and just want to make sure that I wouldn't prefer any of those, or indeed, you know, could even have this section from the French collection papers. Yeah, could have that. Right, let's just take a piece from here. So maybe I'll just take this. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Yeah, so I mean, obviously I'm filming this ahead, so I mean, I don't know whether even those folio skeleton body type bits, you know, they may have sold, they may not have sold, I don't know. You know, obviously if they have, then thank you so much. If they haven't, then obviously, you know, they're still in there, which is great news if, you know, if you fancied, you know, fancied getting one. But like I say, I don't obviously know whether they have or not. And, you know, like I said before, this is all just a kind of trial really for me. I'm very early days with my shop, and I'm just trialing, you know, what is going to be, you know, a nice product, what's going to be well received, what people are going to like. And then obviously, you know, I'll kind of like learn, you know, what's going to be popular, what's not. And then we can kind of go from there and build up from there. So, you know, kind of bear with me while we're getting to grips. But having said that, you know I did talk about originally, I'm just wondering whether I want to cut this edge down. I think I do. So I'm just going to cut this scallop off of here. I know that I did talk originally, you know, I really want it to be a kind of exciting shop to go to where, you know, it's different things in there all the time. So, and when I say different things all the time, of course, you know, I will have things that I will hopefully kind of repeat. They, you know, if they're handmade items by me, they will never ever be identical because, you know, I don't ever make kind of the same thing twice. But say for instance, I don't know, the cluster packs, you know, if they are popular, I will put them in there, you know, often, hopefully. But they won't be ever the same, if you see what I mean. You know, so from that point of view, it will hopefully just be a really kind of, yeah, just a really kind of exciting place to go and have a look around and, you know, kind of, yeah, enjoy kind of looking about in there. Right, so I've got that one. Now I'm thinking maybe even build it up with a couple of these tickets to the side, which look really pretty, don't they? They just were laying about on my desk from my previous project that I've been working on, you know, earlier. So these are just from my shop on my Etsy, just my vintage tickets. And again, when I use them, I like to punch out like the ticket inspector does in the side, you know. I've missed it here, and so I've not even got to the hole where they were, oops, the original was punched, but it doesn't matter. It's all fine. So yeah. Okay. So, right, I'm going to pop this down now. I'm just wondering, do I want to, yeah, I'll probably best have that as a top loading pocket, I think. So obviously it's only going to be able to take a skinny, you know, skinny piece of ephemera because of course, you know, it's only going to have a small slot, but that's fine. So yeah, pop that down there and yeah, just glue that down. And then the tickets, which, I mean, you know, they're just, like I said, laying around on the desk, but don't they look gorgeous just to the side of there? I'm just wondering whether we wanted to have any other. I mean, I'm only going crazy with this because it's a very colourful journal, you know. I maybe would be playing it a bit more safe if it weren't so colourful in the first place. But because it is, I'm kind of embracing the colour. So, you know, just, yeah, put in lots of other things that are colourful. So, right, let's just glue this down now. Again, just being super lazy, hot gluing this now. Just because that's going to then, you know, glue down instantly. So there we go. And that's obviously held that pale pink lace, you know, firmly in place there. So how gorgeous does that look? Lovely, lovely start. So I haven't decided yet on this edge because I'm thinking, you know, I may want a wider lace than this that wraps around to kind of like, you know, reinforce the spine. So I may leave that for the moment. You know, I won't be leaving it kind of full time, but yeah, I might just leave it for the moment and just decide, but we'll just kind of wait and see. So we've got this one. Now I'm just wondering, do we want anything actually on there or do we just want to kind of leave it? So I'm just having another quick look through. I mean, I have got that photograph now. Well, to be honest, what we could do is just paperclip him on So yeah, should we just do that? I don't think I've got any more rusted paper clips, which is a bit annoying. I need to do that. Yeah, I've got a few things that I need to do, really. It's just a case of getting time to do everything, isn't it? But we'll just clip that on like that. So, I mean, how gorgeous does that look? What a lovely start to the folio. Okay, right, let's go inside. So over the page. Now, this is where I've put the craft coloured card here. Now, I'm going to just ink around it, you know, because I've now inked the front of obviously. And oh my goodness, okay, that's not very juicy, isn't it? Otherwise, it could have come unstuck there. So yeah, we'll just ink all of the bits here. I'm just going to ink as I go, so I'm just going to kind of ink like the little bit that I'm working on, the section that I'm working on. So I just move it across here. We'll just ink across here. Oops. Down that edge. Just where we've got some white showing. Okay. Like that. And then here. Like that. Okay. Right. So, yeah. Okay, right, so we've got that one. Now, so this is that craft card that we talked about that I'd put in as the kind of like suggestion for just in case you wanted something, you know, hooked over. Oops. Hooked over like that. So what you could do, you know, if you wanted to have that, you could then cover it with something else. So, you know, if you thought, well, actually, that looks pretty, you know, pretty boring. Obviously, you could then put something else with it. You don't have to kind of leave it looking plain. So again, we've got this kind of ivory trim there. Thinking down the edge of here. So yeah, definitely have some lace on there. And then if this were hooked over here, now do we think that's actually too much blue? In which case, you know, do we actually need something paler, kind of like to tone that down? I mean, I've got obviously all those bits of ephemera. I've got photographs. I mean, let's just see. Size-wise, just see whether any of these would be kind of fitting on there. Not really. I mean, obviously I can trim it down, but I can't trim the photos, if you see what I mean. Well, I mean, I could, but I'd then lose part of them, so I don't know whether I want to. Okay, so let's take this one. So I'm just going to cut this down here. Okay. Just get rid of the white edges. Okay. Yep, like that. And okay, so I mean, obviously I'd need to trim this down a bit more, but let's just see about this one. So I'd just trim it down there, I think. Oops. Not made a very good job of cutting, have I? Oh well. It's okay, actually. It is okay. So we could have ivory there. We could have the ivory on the edge, like that. And actually I'm thinking the teal. Oh no, where did I put that teal lace now? Oh, would you believe it? I carelessly put it to one side, only to never now be found again. Oh, come on. No. Don't know what I've done with it. Oh dear, that's really annoying. Well, I have got some teal sari silk here. So yeah, should we have a look at this? Just wondering. So we could either have this on here, or we could have it down this edge. Now I quite liked that with this kind of hanging out behind it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to manage to make a good enough job of this, but let's have a go, shall we? So I'm just going to turn this round just so that I can kind of get to it. So all I'm going to do is glue this lace down first. Oops, like that. Now I'm moving it over slightly because I want to make sure it's going to be visible behind the sari silk, or yeah, poking out from the sari silk. Now it doesn't have to be completely visible, if you see what I mean. I don't mind if there's sections of it that you can't see, but I do want to be able to see at least, you know, a portion of it. So we're going to just pop that down like that. Okay, just snip that down there. Right, oh my goodness, not sure whether I'm going to be able to do this very well. All right, let me cut this end off because that's kind of like hemmed like that, so it's kind of folded over. Right, fingers crossed for this. So hot glue gun in hand. Okay, right, let's now squish, 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 like that. Okay, right, and then move along, and we will squish this one. Squish, squish, squish. Okay, oh my goodness, looking good, looking good. I mean, how yummy is this sari silk? Oh my goodness, it's such a gorgeous colour, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, how could it not look nice? It's such a lovely colour. It just looks awesome, doesn't it? Right, last bit. I do apologise if I'm no longer in frame. It's obviously kind of hard to, you know, to keep in the frame. Oh, kind of just went off at the edge there. So yeah, let's just quickly pop a little bit of hot glue down there and just, yeah, just attach that last bit. Right, let's turn it around and just see how this looks. Oh my goodness, how yummy does that look? Oh, I love it. Honestly, I mean, just a little bit of sari silk just makes all the difference, doesn't it? Okay, right, let's move this to one side. So we've got this. I mean, I'm kind of thinking maybe we need something more ivory. What do we think? Back to the ephemera that I printed off. Now, I do have a lot of it on the craft card, but like I say, I mean, to be honest, that wasn't really for this project, if I'm truthful. It was for something else. But let me just try this. Let's just try this piece. Okay. Well, it's just beginning to get quite chilly now. The sun's obviously kind of like going, and it's, yeah, just getting a bit chilly. Oh my goodness. Loving how that looks. That's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, love that. Absolutely love it. Let me just trim that bottom bit where it's not very straight. Okay. Yeah, right. Love how that looks. Absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, I don't know whether I want this on here or not. I mean, I do quite like it, but... oh, I don't know now. Yeah, maybe with the... maybe this. So in which case I need to cut this down. So let's just take this down here like that. Okay, and then this one needs to come down quite a lot. Okay, to just about above this. Okay, so yeah, that one can go on there. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look so yummy? Oh, loving these colours. I mean, I have to be honest, these were pretty daring, you know, even by my standards, and I really, really love colour. But even I thought, oh, I'd best keep that one because, you know, anyone else, you know, I mean, I feel horrified. So anyone else who receives it, you know, they might be like really mortified and think, what? Look at that awful eyesore with all them awful colours on there. But actually, yeah, I'm quite loving it. So, right, oops, sorry, just dropping the glue everywhere now. There we go. Okay. Right, don't know where my wipe is now. I can't see that anywhere. Honestly, the state of my desk, I've got like loads of things on the go and it just looks appalling. Absolutely appalling. Yeah. Right, so this I've put on as a little side pocket. So yeah, it's a little side pocket here. And like we always say, you know, just because something's on as a pocket, you don't have to use it, you know, but you've then got the option, which, you know, if you don't actually put it on as a pocket, you've lost that option. So I think it's always, you know, always worth kind of like, yeah, exploring and kind of having the option if you can. Now, just thinking, just take one of these. Okay. So yeah, maybe a little red rose there. And obviously we've got lots of red roses on this, oops, on this paper underneath. So I'm kind of thinking maybe pop that on there. And then just have a little side pocket here. So yeah. Let's just pop this one down. Okie dokie. I'm going to have it quite close to that edge. Well, actually tucked under that, I think. Only because, you know, I want to make sure there's plenty of room to be able to get in and out if I'm putting things in there. Okay. Can never see which is the right way and which is the wrong way of this flower trim. I think that's the, yeah, I think this way. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness. Absolutely scrumptious. Really love these colours. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be said, you know, I was kind of like thinking, oh, I might have bitten off more than I can chew, you know, by having such bright colours on here. But, I mean, actually, I really am loving them. So, yeah, really love how they look. So, this one, I'm actually tempted to have as a top little pocket. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm just opening it out. You know, you don't want them necessarily kind of all in the middle, you know, well, you might do, but, you know, I think it's quite nice to have them staggered around. So I'm kind of thinking maybe up there. And then, you know, I might have another tuck sort of lower down somewhere else. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. And I like the fact that you can see this on there. So, okie dokie. So let's just glue this piece down. So, you know, if you have bought one of these and you're kind of wondering what to do with it, again, I'm definitely not kind of dictating and I'm not saying this is what you have to do. Just mere suggestions. But very easily you can see that you can really build it up, you know, from its bare bones, its bare skeleton, really transform it and add all sorts of little flaps and tucks and things like that, you know, very easily. And, you know, transform the whole look of it, you know, if you want to. Obviously, you might be happy with it exactly as it is, but if you wanted to add extra bits, very easily they kind of like come together. I've just got these tickets here. Again, you know, these are just laying around from a different project that I've just done. Or a different video, perhaps I should say, not really a project, but yeah, just a different video. And I might just see whether we want to have a little ticket there, you know, just for sort of detail, really. It doesn't really need it, but, you know, it's always nice to add extra things if you want to. And it just kind of breaks it up, because otherwise we've got a lot of blue going on here, which, again, I don't mind, but sometimes it's nice to, you know, to mix it up and then have a few other colours going on as well. So, and again, could even have this as a little tuck spot. Now, I'm definitely not saying I would use this as a tuck spot, but just put it on like this. And it's just then, you know, giving the option again. And then I'm just going to pop that little rosebud down there. Okay. Now this is the point where, because I'm filming ahead, like I say, and so at this point, you know, I've not even listed those folios. So at this point, it's where I now want to hoard all of those folios and actually make them all myself. Because of course I'm now like, oh, I wish I'd done that one. Oh, I wish I'd done that coloured one. Oh, I wish I'd done that one. So yes, ridiculous behaviour going on from me. So yeah, hopefully I will have actually parted with them and they will be listed in my shop. Oh, honestly, I mean, what on earth is that about? You know, sometimes I just find it very hard to part with things. I think, you know, like when you really love crafting, like, you know, like we all do, you know, you don't want to let go of anything, do you? Because you're kind of like, oh, I'd quite like to do that. Oh, I'd quite like to do that one. Oh, I'd like to have a go at that. So, yeah, parting with anything crafty, you know, when you love crafting, it's like, oh, really hard to do. Really hard. So, yeah, could just have like another little piece poking out. And again, you know, they're just all for kind of like added interest, really. So, you know, not essential at all, but it all kind of like gives extra, you know, extra things to look at, extra kind of interest. So now, do we like it that way? I was thinking kind of have it this way, but it's a bit small. It's not really significant enough to have kind of that way. So I'm thinking like that, and maybe have another one. I mean, I've got this really long piece here, so I mean, we could cut this into, well, probably 2 or 3 actually, but let's just take that down. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it here. Yeah. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right. Okay. Oh my goodness, I have made such a terrible job of cutting this. I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. How yummy does this look? Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Right. Do we like it best like that? Like that. Like this. Yeah, I think something like that. Again, just need to just be a little bit aware if you're putting things like this in, you know, just aware of kind of where your fold is. So this I can probably even, you know, being really super stingy, pathetic, you know, as if I need to hoard anything, let's be honest. But I'm thinking, tear this down, because we're only having a part of it poking out after all. So that can poke out, and then I've got this piece. Yay, that we can have poking out somewhere else. I don't know where yet, but yeah, we'll just hang on to that, because it's always good to hoard things, you know, especially when you're drowning in paper anyway. Honestly, I mean, as if that was necessary at all. So yeah, right, let's take that, and we will just then pop this one down here. Now, again, could actually even just have this on as a sort of belly band. So just glue it top and bottom. And then could actually even pop some other bits in, like an extra pocket. So yeah, we'll have it there. And then some things could slot into there. And then this one, I'm just going to pop that there, but probably overhanging a little bit. So yeah, and this one I'm just going to put this down flat. I'm not going to make this a pocket or anything, you know, otherwise I'm just being completely ridiculous. So yeah, we'll just pop this one into here like that. Okay, and then we just press them down. Okay, so we'll probably call that quits for today. You know, but I just wanted to kind of give you some ideas really, because I just thought, you know, if you were looking at those folios thinking, oh, well, you know, I wouldn't mind one, but actually I wouldn't really know what, you know, what to do with it or how to build it up from what it actually is and make it more interesting. So very, very easily, sorry, I have to keep pressing this now. Very, very easily, we are transforming this. So far what we've done, we took this flap, we've added, you know, another pocket here, a top loading pocket. I've added the tickets, the lace and what have you. And then we've added a flap here and then a little piece paper clipped on, and you've still got your pocket there. So we've added interest. And then on this side of the page, we've again added this tuck spot, you know, from the craft coloured paper that you kind of got with the folio. We've put a pocket on there at the side. Potentially got a tuck spot here, but like I said, I probably wouldn't really use it. We've got a belly band piece going on here. And then we've got, again, a top loading pocket. Oh, no, sorry. A side loading pocket onto there. So, you know, we've added a lot of extra kind of like little pockets and flaps and things like that. So straight away, your folio is kind of being built up and becoming much more interesting. So still closes, obviously, you know, exactly as it did. And yeah, we've got obviously, you know, the other bits still to go. But you know, I hope that it's given you some ideas and that you feel inspired if you purchased one, or if you wanted to purchase one, or, you know, if you wanted to make your own. Hopefully this is just giving you some ideas of how to kind of build them up and kind of like, you know, yeah, bring more life to them, I suppose, and make them look more interesting, more interactive with more, you know, foldy out bits and things like that. So yeah, I hope that you like it. Hope that you think we've made a good start. And yeah, obviously, if you do want one of the folios, like I say, at this point, I don't know whether they're still available. I don't know, you know, they maybe won't ever sell out. But if you wanted to go and see them, then they should be in my shop on my website. So yeah, do pop across and have a look. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.